Hello, Professor. This is Daniel Goodrum with my video 6 for my final submission. Um, this is going to be me going into my demo. So here you can see this is my load all resources. Everything's getting loaded. Images, textures, model, shaders. And then my start scene is set here. Um, then my game initialized. Um, so here I've made two scenes. They're very basic. I ran into a couple of bugs while I was fixing them, so I didn't get uh, super detailed. But I tried to think of scenarios where um, bugs would occur, so I could make sure everything's working properly. So I'm gonna try to point out how I went about that. I made So this is scene two. Scene one is almost the exact same. I have a tank manager that's gonna be. It loads like three NPC tanks. The floor, I made a repeating floor model, so it's like 400 floor tiles. Um, I used a cottage. I just wanted to have a building, and then in the next one, I have a factory that's different. It's bigger. Um, the visualizer, it's kind of like a HUD kind of thing. It's stupid, but I just wanted to it shows sprites working, registering, deregistering, all that kind of stuff, and then setting all my collidables. Um, and then let's start looking at the tank. It's pretty standard. One of the things that I did for this is if I get hit by an NPC bullet, it submits its exit. It submits an alarm registration, and what that does is after 4 seconds, it just respawns the tank. So it's kind of like a life cycle type of deal. Um, so scene entry and exit. I'm submitting my draw registration, update registration, collision registration, and key registration, and then scene exit. I get rid of those. I have bullet firing for space key. Um, yeah, the when I die, it sets alarm 0, and then it just repositions me back at origin. Draws standard, and all the rest of this stuff is just standard stuff for a tank. Um, I have factories, singletons. These just initialize. It does the or the submit entry, and then these get submit exited after a short time. Alarm calls it. Um, yeah, that's about it for these. The floor mat, all it does is just goes through an array and makes a bunch of floor tiles. Um, bullet factory is the same as the NPC bullet factory. I just wanted to have two different collidable objects. The bullet factory is the one that the player fires, and that will delete the enemy tanks. And after the third enemy tank is deleted or destroyed, it initiates the scene change. Um, so I'll go ahead and give you a brief idea what this is. So I'm having my tank set a god cam for me. Um, so here, this is the issue I was talking about earlier. So this tank in the background is firing bullets, so it's doing the registration issue with the visualizer. But you can see that I'm running into this cottage. So I have these three tanks, and they're all firing bullets at the same time. So if I come over here, if I shoot my bullets, the little stitches up in the corner disappear. I can only have 5 bullets at a time, so if I shoot more, I won't shoot anything until they respawn. So I think it's 2 seconds or something, whatever it is. But yeah, so those are my bullets. And then I can go, if I get hit by that, I know I can't fire bullets anymore. The visualizers go away because I was dereferenced. I deregistered my collidable. Um, and then once I respawn, they come back. So the reason the tanks don't have the enemy tanks don't have their collidables because there's nothing for them to collide with right now. So there's no test pairs. So when I fire the bullet, then they get them. So here I'm gonna go over here and I'll kill that guy. He goes away. My bullet went away. Everything's all good. I go over to this guy, shoot him, and then I can go destroy this guy, and then it respawns the level. And here I can show you it's a different level. I got this big factory over here hanging out, and same kind of deal. Because I have the scene change initiated in the manager for the enemy tanks, it is just going to go back to this level, so it's kind of dumb. But the reason I did it this way was because I wanted to make sure that my game object entry and exit was properly executed. Having a bunch of multiple objects, having them deleted correctly. I ran into a couple of issues with my bullets and my tank not working correctly when my tank was destroyed. If I didn't correctly delete the do the exit command for the bullets, and then it was the counter was getting messed up, so my bullet visualizer, the little spinning stitches, the count would get off, and so I would end up not having all 5 bullets, or I'd fire one and it would delete 3. So got all that rectified, and if I look over here on my output, you can see that the destructors were correctly called. Here, I can do it again so you can see that when I destroy the last tank, that everything is called. And so, yeah, so it deletes all the collidable groups, the drawable manager, the update manager, scene class, visualizer, everything is deleted. The scene registration broker gets deleted, and then it creates the new scene. And then on exit, all that happens. And then I already pointed this out earlier, but in my my RUM code here, my unload content deletes the scene manager, model manager, texture manager, shader manager, image manager, and then the time manager. So I think that's it. I hope I covered everything. If I missed anything, please let me know. I hope you enjoy it. Have a wonderful time grading this. I'll see you soon.